Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm Darfius.
And I'm Tara.
And you're watching
Serial Movies.
So this month we're making Oscars countdown. We're making a movie reviews by countdown until the Oscars show. So this is one of the movie reviews in the list. We're gonna review a movie called
Once Upon a Time
in Hollywood. So this movie, one of the most hyped movie in 2019. Most Americans like it. I personally, when I first time watching it, I don't really understand it. But yeah, I think this movie was great because it gets an Oscar nominations. So for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it just received a very hype vibe. For Oscars, they receive a nominations, not one or not two, but 10 nominations. Wow, so that was pretty big. The nomination they got Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing,
Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, Best Cinematography, Best Original Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor for Brad Pitt, and Best Lead Actor for Leonardo DiCaprio, and Best Director Quentin Tarantino, and of course the Best Picture. That's a long list.
True. But I think much more suffering for them sitting there for 10 times.
Hey yo,
Like
everyone is staying for the whole event, baby.
I know, but you're nominated for 10 times. So every time.
So 10 times you're nervous if you're gonna win or not.
Imagine you didn't win any. So it's 10 times rejection. And then you have to smile all night. Like, I don't really care about your speech. Alright, moving on. Alright, so for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it was directed and written by the legend Quentin Tarantino. You guys might know his work, like the famous work he does, like Pulp Fiction or
Django Unchained. Django
Yeah.
Unchained is my favorite from Quentin
True.
as of now.
And also Hateful Eight
Mm.
and Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, so this is a few mentionable movies that Quentin Tarantino has made. So for this one, his 8 or 9.
9.
So this one is his 9 movie that he made and written himself. So this time I think it's special because he cast like I think it's like a mega superstar in Hollywood. The casting the first one Leonardo DiCaprio played as Rick Dalton, a famous aging actor in the movie. And
Just like himself.
he just played himself, but the difference is the setting of the time. It was during 1969, and he played someone else. And Brad Pitt played as Cliff Booth, which is totally not himself. He played as a stuntman, although he makes a lot of action movies. But this time he just be a stuntman for Rick Dalton. And we have Margot Robbie, who plays Sharon Tate. There's a lot of big star actually in this movie because they make a movie about Hollywood film production. But this is a few names that we mentioned that is the main characters. So this movie is setting during the final years of Hollywood Golden Age, which is 1969. I've googled it. They said the meaning of the Hollywood Golden Age is the moment where they do the classic, what do you call it? Film, not digitalized. So they do classic digital movie where they have when they like in digital when you make a mistake they can only just delete it and then record a new one. So this one they need to get rid of the whole film. Hollywood Golden Age is the time where they say the word is tougher, like they are afraid to make the mistakes, or like if you make one mistake in your script everybody gonna hate you for life because it's not as easy as nowadays where you make a movie digitalized. So yeah, that's during the time and it was the final years around that time. This movie actually is about a various event that happens from a real event being tweaked its history by Quentin Tarantino's vision, which turned the movie into actually a total fantasy. Like for example, character Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth was both fictional. They weren't real. They weren't a real person. They are just a fictional character for this movie. Except Sharon Tate, who played by Margot Robbie, which also another event in the movie that Quentin Tarantino tweaked it into his vision. So after one event after another in the movie, it ends with probably one of the best fantasy that Quentin Tarantino makes, where the cult group
The Sharon Tate did not die.
Yeah, Sharon Tate did not die, and the cult group that was responsible to kill her actually been killed by the fantasy character
Rick
made by
Dalton.
Quentin, which is Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth. You know, like some of them said, like American. First time I watched it, I didn't know the history. So like they said, why they get a huge applause so much? Like this is like the way Quentin said, if he can create another character that actually saves Sharon Tate. So yeah, in the end, the movie they put a highlight about Sharon Tate being alive, and the end.
Well, for acting performance wise, I don't think Leo, Margot, or Brad brings on their A game into this movie because we all know we've seen better of their works, and I just felt like this is not their best. However, I like the character of Leonardo because I felt like it is quite a performance, but it's not his best. We all seen his best back down the road. But yeah, everyone is just pretty mediocre, or just it's not bare minimum. It was okay,
So
but it's not
you're saying
great.
like their character is not that challenging, is it
I
for them?
wouldn't I wouldn't say that because
Okay,
every character has a challenge to
alright.
play, but surely when we look at it, it's just there's nothing like too outstanding for me.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think about your performance?
So for me, I love Leonardo DiCaprio in the movie. I mean, he's funny. I mean, I love it when he cry or throw a tantrum. Like it's one of the scene where he meets with Al Pacino. Al Pacino talks about the dark truth. You know, like in the start of the movie, I really blurred. You know, because I came to this cinema, I didn't expect anything. Like I didn't study it, I didn't do any research about it. So I watched the movie, and then it turns out to be talking to Leonardo DiCaprio. Except the difference is that Leonardo DiCaprio plays another character named Rick Dalton. So I'm like saying, so what are they going through with this? So like, the Leonardo DiCaprio being depressed, like he was afraid, I'm an aging character, my popularity is gone. So he, and also the scene that he throws tantrum. I think mostly I like Leo performance in the movie. Like I never saw a movie that they show they show an actor who afraid that they are losing their popularity like that. So Brett just being cool, so I don't think his character is that challenging. And also Margot, well, for me, Margot in the movie not really her best because I didn't really feel it about her character, her presence, except that turns out to be she plays someone who is very important to the movie. What do I feel about it? At first, like I said, I don't really enjoy it because I didn't understand a certain event that happens in the movie. Like I don't understand the importance of it. You know, because like you know when they meet the hippies and it turns out to be there's nothing, and then Brad Pitt just goes out getting nothing, like nothing weird happened. Like I said, this is not what I expect from Quentin Tarantino movie. It turns out usually they're gonna like everything gonna go sideways. You know, like everything gonna go not like what you expected. Except that in the end it did go sideways, but for the villain, not for the main character. Also, I love Leo and Brett's friendship. It's fun to watch. You know, like they have a, maybe because it was played by a very good actor, so they can really pull it off at being close. When I watch Quentin Tarantino's movie, I always expected for its surprises. So for me, this Once Upon a Time Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino didn't disappoint in presenting its surprises. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. How about you?
Well, it is enjoyable, but surely it's not that impactful to me, you know, because we have seen Quentin's work before, and I guess because of his reputation, we sort of have a high expectation for his ninth movie. However, this did not bring me the impact that I expect. However, I like the way the story was told. It's classic Quentin. I think the reason Quentin Tarantino is one of the biggest name in Hollywood is because he can tell a story that in the way that no one else could. He's a great storyteller. So this is one of his work that tells us a story, and that is a great story.
Yeah, even though it's like a total made up.
Yeah.
I think it's very creative in that sense. So the scene, I got maybe three of them. I love first one. I love Bruce Lee fight. I like the fight when I mean, it's not that intense, not that long, but I think it's funny that scene because they make like there's someone who's better than Bruce Lee. I know the daughter of Bruce Lee hate that scene in real life, but yeah, I think it's funny for me. Sorry about that. And I love the suspense scene. I love the suspense that I get at Hippie's village. Do you call that village? I don't know. Maybe they make their housing there. I love the suspense where Cliff Booth went there, and then I was like, all the time I
What
feel
is
like
going
pumping. All right, so what
on?
happened? You know, usually Quentin will make something, everything that goes, wow,
South.
everything that goes wrong, and then nothing happens. So I a bit disappointed. Like it's not that impactful, but yeah, I love the suspense in that scene, and of course I love the death scene, like from the cult. I'm not a sadist. I'm just saying I just love when I finally know what is the event is about. Then I say, oh, that scene was nice. At first I thought it was meaningless, but yeah. How about you?
Well, for me, I like that scene. It's one of that time that he likes the death of the cult members when Rick Dalton uses his flamethrower to kill them. So it's kind of cool. It's pretty badass to have a flamethrower at home. And now that he's using that flamethrower to save himself and apparently save Sharon Tate also, it's kind of cool. It's pretty cool.
Actually, it's hot.
Okay. And also, yeah, that moment when Cliff Booth throws a can of dog food to the guy's face, and it's like, oh, I got so satisfied.
So now it's time for seriously. Seriously, once upon a time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt ad-libbed the line, "You're Rick fucking Dalton, don't you forget that." Pitt based that line on an actor who told him the same thing when he was a budding actor in the early 90s. The Cadillac in this movie belongs to Michael Madsen. It also appeared in Reservoir Dogs 1992, driven by Madsen. China refused the film a certificate for release in the country, strongly hinting that the issue was the way the film portrayed Bruce Lee and that an edit which eliminated the Lee-related material would get approval for release. Quentin Tarantino responded by publicly stating he would not edit any of the film to ensure its release in China. Welcome back. Yeah, it was a surprise, right? I tried to do like what Quentin Tarantino did.
Sorry for the noise.
Sorry for the every noise. I'm sorry today. So it's time for our last segment, chop chop chop. Now it's time for serial meter. So for storyline, we give them 79%.
Yay!
Yeah,
For acting performance, we both agree that they deserve a 79% also.
Ooh, and how do we feel about it? We give them 74%. So that brings us
the total serial meter for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino to be 78%.
Woo! Alright. So lastly, I'm advising you guys, if you do want to watch this movie, I'm suggesting you guys to do a bit research on it. Don't do it like me, because I love Quentin Tarantino's work. So the first time when I watched this movie, I've seen the Google, I've seen Instagram posters, they give a high praise on this movie, and after I watched it, I'm a bit disappointed because I didn't actually understand what happened. Like I didn't actually understand the climax of the movie. Like, why does it so important that they kill some cult
Hippie.
people, or they kill some hippie? Like when I didn't know the history, I disappointed because I don't know why you make that scene so important. So yeah, that's last from me. How about you?
Nothing.
Nothing. All right. Okay. So yeah. All right. So this is our Oscars countdown video. For those of you who already subscribed us, welcome back. Thank you for joining us today again. And also for those of you who are new here, thank you for joining us. We make movie reviews. This is not just one of it. You can search through our official page. We can see there's a few movie reviews that we've done already. And if you do like this one, do hit like, and please hit subscribe button and follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, up here.
Yes.
All right. So till next time, bye bye.
Ding-ding.